around the country. We find a number of things before us. With again, defection, and if this happens, it means that APC-controlled states in Nigeria would be 30. These days, newspaper in its reports details the states and the ramifications of Mr. Fintiri coming on board. Alongside that, of course, election matters. The electoral amendment bill still in conversation. Mark Ban responding, and others.
They have their choice to defect. I mean, defecting is not the problem. But I think the problem is the lacuna in our laws, where you are given a mandate by a political party, and you take the mandate by that political party and go to another political party. Look at somebody like Fintiri we're talking about. Is this not the same Fintiri that went at loggerheads with Binani of the APC then, that cried foul and said all sorts? But now it's easy for them, the defect. I think part of the things we should review in our laws is the fact that if a governor defects, he should be made to sweat for his shirts. They should organize another elections so that you can actually test his popularity. That's the way it's supposed to be. And in cases of even defection, there should be no proviso, because you see, the proviso the people in National Assembly run under is that if there's internal squabbles in the political party, that's an exit, that's an affirmation to defection. That's just like how we are saying that do not put any proviso in this electoral law as regards transmission of results. Because once you put in proviso, it's as good as not making the law. In the case of National Assembly, when members defect, the proviso they always run under is that there's internal party struggle. Even in parties where there were no internal party struggle, they will still run under that proviso. It happened with the YPP man, God bless his soul, Rufai. YPP didn't have any internal struggle. But because, like they claim, they want to be close to the center, he went to the APC. There was no party, there was no struggle. And the YPP authority tried to take the case to court and all of that, but they couldn't thrive. So I think part of the things we should do in our law, if you want a great level of discipline, because you can see with flagrant indiscipline, because they look for provisos in the law, is that once people defect, tell them to run in an election to see if they can keep the seats. Because it doesn't make sense. If a party, we came on the platform of a political party, they voted you in, and you take the same mandate given to that political party, so another party, then you should be made to sweat for your shirt. But I'm not surprised Fintiri is defecting. A lot of people are saying him and Atiku is Atiku state. I don't think things are really well between him and Atiku Abubakar. Things used to be well at some point in time, but I don't think as we speak today, things are well. But like we've always argued on this table, it's not how much defections you have that win an election. It's the people that decide the elections in the end. So, in fact, we should ask many of the governors, when are you going to the APC? The transfer season is still open. All of you can go if you want. But it is the people that will determine what will happen on election day.
As for defections, now we're told that the governor of Adamawa, Governor Fintiri, is going to declare officially for the APC today. He had said over the weekend that if it is the choice of his people that he should go in that direction, that is exactly what he will do. Well, we have made a point repeatedly on this table that it's never about the people. It's about the selfish interests of the politicians themselves. But what makes Adamawa important is that is the political local base of former Vice President Waziri Adamawa Atiku Abubakar, who is a chieftain of the African Democratic Congress, APC. Before now, his son declared for the APC. Now his governor is saying he too is going to the APC because that is the choice of his people. And President Tinubu, in the reports, we understand has been scheduled to go on a state visit, to Adamawa. So, this is this is an interesting game. Now, the APC is taking the battle to Atiku Abubakar in his homestead, even before the primaries. And that is really the subtext that people should look at. But at the end of the day, it's not just the Adamawa governor. It may be the 30th, right? 31st to defect. Then you have other governors. In Kano today, they are having a song and a dance to welcome Governor Abba Yusuf. Simi Fubara of River State will also be welcomed, and so on and so forth. However, Rufai earlier on was referring to the constitutional provision about defection and all of that. Well, the relevant sections of the Constitution is Section 68, sub 1G. And also Section 109, sub 1G. But it says political positions belong to the party. So it doesn't belong to you personally. When you defect, you leave the party. However, there's a proviso in that same Section 109 that says that you can only defect if there is a disruption, crisis in your party, and you can use that as the basis for defection. And there are, settled cases, case law on that particular matter. However, with regard to governors, it does not apply to governors. The Constitution is very vague, completely ambiguous about governors. And that is why the governors can just jump from one party to the other, and they are not under pressure to relinquish their positions. However, the APC getting up to 31 governors and others coming, the other side of it is the position variously held that governors joining a political party does not necessarily mean that the votes in that state will go to that political party that they have ported into, to use Nigerian English. However, the APC has its own strategies. They are launching the most politically expansionist program ever since 1999, and everyone is going there. The question is, who is left in the opposition?